Hey, howdy, and a big welcome back to Clemhawks, folks. I'm Yak, ready to take you through another Minnesota Twins discussion video. And this is not a discussion, this is pretty much a clear right out statement. The Minnesota Twins, at this point of the season, based on what we've seen, over the past couple of years, it is clearly time to move on from Tyler Duffey at this point. The Minnesota Twins are literally not going anywhere with this guy in the bullpen at this point, and it is time to just call it quits with a guy who's been around for a while and a guy who obviously has been there, done that with the Minnesota Twins. But for Tyler Duffey, it's just time, equally on his sake, just to part ways with the Minnesota Twins, the DFA, whatever you got to do to get him out of town, a trade. It is time to move on because for the Minnesota Twins, as you saw, a night like last night, a night that, you cannot afford to have against the Minnesota Twins' biggest opponent, the New York Yankees. Yeah, you can't afford it. So here we go. For the Minnesota Twins, it is time to move on from Tyler Duffey. It is as simple as that. Obviously, it's not like the Twins have many more better bullpen options. However, when you look at, he's played 22 games in the bullpen for the Minnesota Twins this season. He is, over there, pretty much their worst reliever so far this season. Of all the relievers that have pitched over 10 games this season, he by far has the worst ERA on the team. You've got Caleb Thielbar, who's, he's pitched 22 games out of the bullpen as well. 5.59 ERA. Well, you know what? Tyler Duffey is 1 full point ahead of that. And I'm going to get you this right here. I'm going to give you Tyler Duffey's stat line, right? I'm going to pull up the old Yak bag of tricks and get a graphic on the screen for you to look at just how terrible these numbers are. And I'm not even going to get what it explains. I'm just going to literally let you guess what all of these numbers mean because I can explain them to you just as easily as you can look at them and figure them out yourself. So it's one of those things, like I said, it just has gone from bad to worse over the past little bit for the New York Yankees opponent there, the Minnesota Twins. At least I'm focusing on what I'm doing, right? If I've got the Yankees on the brain and that's who we're playing right now. But end of the day is, for Tyler Duffey, things have gone bad to worse, and for the Minnesota Twins in that regard, it has as well. So there you go. You see it on the chart right there. Look at it blend nicely into the background right there. Bang. So Tyler Duffey at the top right there, folks, right up there, right there, right there. You see that where my fingers are bleeding underneath? Tyler Duffey, 22 games played, a 6.55 ERA, 2 wins on the season. This guy's somehow done it. 3 losses, 1 save, 4 opportunities for a save. So he's blowing 3/4, 75% of his save opportunities. I'm not sure what that other number is, to be quite honest with you. I think that is complete games, and of course he does not have any of those because he's a pitcher. And then over there in the innings, he's pitched 1 inning per outing at 22 innings. He has allowed 26 hits, 16 runs, 16 earned runs, and he has 7 walks and 22 strikeouts with an opponent's batting average of .292. Now that said, Caleb Thielbar, who's the next closest to him in terms of relation in the bullpen, has a .219 batting average, albeit 10 walks and 16 hits against in 19.1 innings pitched. So, folks, I'm sorry, it just does not look. Doing it live. It does not look good for Tyler Duffey and for the Minnesota Twins. Probably one of, if not the longest tenured Minnesota Twin at this point for this team. It is just time to move on. That's end of day, all you can say. He's been around since 2015. He's never really had seasons where he's been phenomenal in stretches in a row. He had 24 innings in 22 games played in 2020 where he had a 1.88 ERA. 2020 was a different year. So yeah, you know what, you could say the stretch between 2019 through 2020 was probably perhaps his best stretch of ball ever. However, it's something that, right, the 2019 Minnesota Twins were a really good ball team and he contributed to that. 2020 Minnesota Twins, right? He contributed a little bit, but then all of a sudden elevates in 3.18 ERA out of the bullpen, gives up some hits, starts giving up homers, a lot of walks. The whip is elevated compared to the past 4 years, and it's just one of those things where he keeps declining, and now at a negative 0.3 WAR on the season this year. Folks, it is just time. And that's all I can keep saying. It's time to move on from Tyler Duffey. I'm Yak. This is Clemhawks. Up on, out of here.